The NCSoft earnings report has given us a lot of information about the future of the company and their games they're investing on. Old legacy games like Guild Wars 2 that they're focusing on to keep alive and develop, but also about new projects, specifically certain MMORPGs that are in their listings and might give us a little bit of information about the Horizon MMO and also maybe Guild Wars 3 as well. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support me. And let's get into it. Now, the big information from this quarter release that we've gotten is the game pipeline from NCSoft. We can see most other games they have right here. As legacy MMOs, you can have Eternal Liberty that was released this year. We have Guild Wars 2 being on the side of my camera, of course. Blade and Soul, Aeon, Lineage 2, Lineage 1. All these games that are continuously being developed. But we also have one title of new genre coming out in 2024 from on our legacy IP, and two titles of new genres from based on our legacy IPs as well, plus 1 or 2 casual games, as well as an MMORTS coming out, which I don't know what it really means, an MMO and an RTS like StarCraft, I guess. I don't know, this is weird, but alright. Ion 2, a sequel to Ion, of course, and an MMO shooter called Project Triple L. But the biggest thing that I'm interested in are these three new genres based on our legacy IPs. Because honestly, NCSoft doesn't have that. I mean, they have some IPs, but going into their listings, we can actually maybe have a good idea of what these legacy IPs could be. And I think it might be Guild Wars 3 and Horizon MMO, but we're gonna get into that. Also, it is very important to note as well that the fact that they are actually focusing on strengthening their legacy IPs by not only extending the life cycle of our current live services, but also creating new games that strengthen this idea, these worlds or whatever. And I think that's probably what they're gonna be working on, getting these IPs that they actually people enjoy, like Lineage, like Guild Wars 2, like Ion, blah blah, and getting people more invested in them by creating more games around them. We know actually that there was, and probably this got cancelled unless this is one of the 1 or 2 casual games, but a few years back, I think it was like 2 years back, they actually were listing for a Guild Wars card game, like Hearthstone or whatever, which is very, very interesting. I don't think it would have worked, but they were actually working on it. So I think they're, considering the fact that they are, NCSoft is not doing too well, they're probably trying to get new things going on so they can actually recover. And now let's go into the listings that they actually have inside of NCSoft to see what actual projects they're actually working on. I went through all of them. Mostly we have, of course, things that we're working on, projects that already exist and whatever. But the 2 main ones that I thought were very interesting was a new MMORPG here, this tag here that says developing a next generation open world MMORPG themed around hunting and survival in a post-apocalyptic world. That to me sounds like the Horizon MMO. It says here, of course, that it's going to be PC, mobile, cross-platform using well-known existing IP. So for a hunting and survival in a post-apocalyptic world game, would you really have anything from NCSoft here? Lineage, Aeon, Blade and Soul, those are the legacy IPs that NCSoft has. But they could definitely be talking about an IP, legacy IP, that is not theirs. Like, of course, the Horizon MMO, that we know that they've been actually working on in conjunction with the Horizon MMO. I think it's Guerrilla Games. We know this has been the case. Actually, ArenaNet helped a little bit at the start as well. So I'm guessing this is what it is. And I would not say that it's coming in 2024. I'm guessing not, even though there's been a few years, this has been going on for a few years. I'm guessing it's most likely that this will appear in 2025 and maybe late 2025. So maybe most likely one of these 2 titles of new genres, right? No, we also have the other one that we've got here, new project, which is apparently this is a project to create a multi-platform RPG using Unreal Engine 5 with the Lineage WIP, which I think is sort of RPG mobile Lineage game that released a few years ago, and they're aiming for a global launch. Now this is actually very interesting because this sounds like another of the title of the new genres, and I'm guessing this is going to be the one from 2024. because they really haven't announced anything about this secret game that is coming out this year, and we're in the middle of the year, a bit ahead, so they're gonna have to be very fast to actually, you know, start announcing this. And I'm guessing the Lineage W spin-off or whatever is most likely because it's gonna be like a mobile game, and you know, they make a lot of money with those, and I'm guessing they've been working on for a good amount of time. I don't see what else it could be that is releasing this year, because there's no other listings for them right now. And for the third one, and this is gonna be a bit of an interesting one, I think the third one might actually be Guild Wars 3 in 2025, because I don't think Guild Wars 3 is gonna be what most people think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be another big, huge MMORPG. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to do it, considering that Guild Wars 2 is actually doing pretty well right now. It's way more important, way more interesting, and way less risky. Just make a game that strengthens Guild Wars 2 at the same time. A game that does something completely different. Maybe a light MMORPG, a multiplayer online RPG, right? Something like Genshin Impact, but with more online aspects. I think that would make way more sense, and obviously will take way less time to develop. And considering the fact that they've actually been working on that, it could definitely be the next one of these two titles coming out next year. And also, we have a little bit of information about what is happening right now in ArenaNet, as they are the most likely, they are definitely developing, whatever this Guild Wars 3 thing is, that got leaked, of course, in the yearly release, conference from NCSoft last year. They were looking for a head of publishing, which I think is super, super interesting. And I don't really work in this industry, but head of publishing sounds like something that you would have at the end of the development cycle, because you're publishing the game, right? And maybe this is just me jumping the gun a little bit, and I don't really work on this, of course, in this industry, but it is definitely something to consider. And if anyone works in this and has a bit more information around this kind of stuff, please tell me. But having all these things together kind of makes sense. We also know that, by the way, that this is gonna be a PC/console free-to-play online game, and also an MMORPG of some sort. At least they are actually searching for MMORPG experience. And we know that it's actually gonna get Guild Wars 2 assets being ported into it, as is in Unreal Engine, and we have had actual, and you can see this video for more information for it. We also have evidence of this as well. Also, you can see it here on the bottom. They are actually asking for MMO gaming industry preferred, which makes a lot of sense, I think. But honestly, I think it's definitely possible, and I think it would be the one that really would make a lot of sense, right? Like a gacha game where you can get Casimir and all of your perfect cool characters, Yoko and whatever, in there to then, replay the Guild Wars 2 story and be like, damn, I remember that character, and maybe get even more lore inside of this game. I think would be absolutely great. They're actually also paying for a good amount of money for these actual positions, which I think is very interesting, because ArenaNet has never been a company that pays an insane amount of money, because they give their employees other stuff, like more freedom in their job, less hours, more remote jobs as well. So it's very surprising that they're paying so much. I'm guessing that they really want this being filled very soon, and also they're really working on it and really care about this game to be paying this amount of time, this amount of money. So I'm very, very interested to see what it is, and I really couldn't think. I don't think there's anything else that could be here in the new genres. I think it makes sense that it will be Guild Wars 3, because why would they announce it randomly in their conference call in 2023 if it was not kind of close to releasing in some sort of way? Why would they not put it here in like 2028 or whatever, or something like that, if they were actually planning to and develop it kind of soonish, or at least, having there, so the investors are like, man, they're really working into something big for the next 5 years, right? It seems a bit weird that they wouldn't have that, but maybe that's just my take on it. You guys can make your own decisions. This is only a speculation, of course, but it makes sense to me, and it's probably the one that I would, one of the best ways that, yeah, this is the best timelines for me, I think, because I really do like Guild Wars 2, and I don't want it to be gone, even if it's for Guild Wars 3. So hey, if it's like a gacha game that just works together with this one, with Guild Wars 2, I think it would be absolutely great. And I think there's a good amount of evidence that it could be that way. It could be also not be the case, but it just makes sense to me, you know? Putting all your eggs in a basket that might actually fail at the end and everyone going back to Guild Wars 2 might not be the best idea. But also, hey, guess what? NCSoft doesn't make the best ideas every time, so we'll see. But there you go. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you have any more information, or if you think anything was wrong, and tell me what do you guys believe about this. Do you think it's going to be happening? Do you think it's not going to be happening? Do you think there's any other conclusions we could have gotten to? Tell me in the comments. And watch me live. You can debate me there if you want to. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support me. See you guys around. Love you all. Bye-bye.